From Senegal to Sugar Hill, trace the bloodline. 100 years of brilliance through the color line. They thought the shackles broke but kept the mental chain. Langston penned the future while they legislated pain. Harlem's ballrooms birthed the cosmos in mahogany, while lynching trees still decorated southern botany. Josephine, Waker's pearls, and Garvey's Navy ships. Du Bois debating destiny with scholarship on his lips. The Renaissance was a renaissance of West resistance, fam. Every trumpet blast from Armstrong was a battering ram. They gave us minstrel shows, we gave them Sora Neal. Turned depression into art, made the fabricator real. Cotton Club excluded us from tables every set. Performed the Deanest Nightly, never free from the deck. But Bessie Smith could shatter glass, shatter cash, shatter lies. Every note she sang contained a revolution in disguise. Build temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We build temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from. Fast forward through the decades, watch the pattern reassemble. Malcolm's speeches, Martin's marches, every voice begins to tremble to the earth until the structure shows its fractures. FBI was tracking every coon with every pastor, every actor. 40 acres never came but 40 minutes on a stage. To reconvene your consciousness and channelize the rage. From bebop to hip-hop, the fool lines mathematical. Each generation weaponized the beautiful, the radical. They gave us Reagan out as crack and mass incarceration. We gave them Public Enemy and blueprints for liberation. The Harlem Renaissance never ended, just evolved its form. Every freestyle cipher is a brainstorm, is a storm. Where the children of the talented, the tenth that was prophesied, inherit the fire that the water couldn't wash aside. They tried to write us out the narrative. We offered all on text, 100 years of proof, and that we're destined. Where was next? Temples from the rubble, made cathedrals from the struggle. Turned the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We built temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from.
All right, this is and you are Under the Groove. Welcome everybody to Under the Groove podcast. I'd like to extend a peaceful, pleasant Thursday to each and every one of you, especially the RGC and any of you newcomers who are tapping in so far. More than welcome to be here. Peace and prosperity to you and yours. All right, so it's Thursday. We've made it thus far. One more day. It's like I say this often enough, but I don't know if a lot of us get it, man. It's like we live for the weekend. That that 2 days, man, that we get to ourselves. We can't wait for it to get here. And I have to admit, I'm one of those. Like, man, from Monday to Friday, man, hurry up, man. So yeah, we live for the weekend, man. In the meantime and in between time, we have priorities, man, and responsibilities that we got to deal with. Can't nobody escape that fact. But that's exactly what it is. It's a fact. All right, we're here. Here we are. Here I am, and there you are. Like I say, that's a good look. Thank you guys for being here. Thursday. So much is going on. I want to start first by talking about or discussing with everybody what's actually happening in the communities across this nation, this country. Whereas the blackout is in full effect and is doing way more than anybody, especially them people, thought it would do. So rather than now seeing all those videos where they woofing big shit and telling black folk that we need them, they're now talking about, hey, wait a minute, can we go over? Can we rehash this? Can we get a do-over? Can we get a mulligan? We want another shot at this. Oh, man, too late. They shipped and sailed. And I like to say, hey, man, I advocate that we go all in with this thing, man. Let them know. Shit. Let them know, man. Enough is enough. So that's a good look to see that the people have decided that this is worth the while. Now, I did notice throughout social media today, there were some sisters, we get them. That in spite of everything, and it wasn't that, oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't know that. I'm going to get my nails done. I don't care what y'all talking about, sitting up in these places. One sister made it her business to shoot by all those shops that normally are frequented with sisters. Each stop she made, parking lots were empty, went in, the buildings were empty. Were any customers except for one. She'd go in, maybe 5 sisters are sitting up there getting the pedicures, getting the nails done, that sort of thing. And she went in on them, So I was like, hey, more power to you. That's a good look. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Each one teach one, each one reach one. Let the people know, man, this is what we own. You know what I mean? Because it's going to serve us. Now, here's the thing, right? We go into this situation. We say it's a blackout, man. We're not doing no more business with these people who do not respect us, who kill us, who discriminate against us, all that, We're not going to stop there, though, by not necessarily notifying them. We ain't got to even tell them, nothing else. Just do what we do. But in the course of that, when these businesses start to fall by the wayside, and they will, our sisters and brothers have to be ready and prepared to go and fill those voids. And from that, you guys, we start to build a foundation. So right now, it's just on the service end, right? We spend our dollars with these people. Those dollars do not stay in our community. Those dollars go to their community. And in that community, they put their children through school. They have mortgage, they buy homes, nice cars. They live in lap of luxury to some extent, They make a good damn living. However, again, that money never makes it back to us. There's not an instance or a case where any of them, these businesses came back to you and say, hey, we're going to drop 100,000 in some educational program, some STEM program, something. That's unheard of, right? Nobody heard that. Nobody known any of them to do that. They're not going to do that, right? Not only that, if Black businesses do exist, let's say just, hypothetically, in one of their areas, they would not frequent that Black business. That Black business would not get their dollars. So again, this thing is about us keeping the dollars in our community and circulating them dollars in our community. But not only that, being prepared, again, once these establishments fail, once they go out of business, we have to be ready to fill that void. Our young sisters, our young brothers, our brothers who all have these ideas in terms of starting their own establishment, their own business, who have entrepreneurial, ideas and plans, y'all got to be ready to fill those voids. The same thing we're putting out of business, in most cases, should be the same thing we bring back in terms of business. So nobody does it better than us, But in that way, what we do is that now the money, them dollars, stay in our community, or they're being circulated in our community. How long they stay in that community, our communities, is also an issue. We want them dollars to stay 15, 20, 30 days circulating in our community. That's how we build this wealth up. And when we get to that point, there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. And then from there, we can have us 2 or 3 supermarkets, or a supermarket in every community that we know is ours. They can't be shut down, And if our plans are really that grand, we could start, trying to figure out water sources, because water's going to be an issue. It already is, but it's going to be a bigger issue than, let's say, us not having a grocery store. They cut off the water. That's a wrap. That is a wrap. You can live without food, but you need water. You know what I mean? You can live without food for so long, but you need water more than food, to some extent. But yeah, that should be the plan. That should be the plan, that we get our shit together to the point or the extent where we are now keeping our dollars. We're circulating our dollars in our community. Our brothers and sisters are establishing businesses and all kind of shops. They're becoming entrepreneurs. They're doing the damn thing. And our dollars are serving us. We're talking about $2 trillion. Let that soak in, man. Let that soak in. That's a lot of damn money. That's a lot of damn money. And if we think about it, if we do this right, let's say in California, Los Angeles, all right, and we shut it down like we're supposed to, the blackout, the ban, the boycott, the eradication of those individuals who do not respect us, do not appreciate us, disrespect and kill us, murder us, that's a lot of money. We get rid of them, we're talking about billions of dollars. We're talking about billions of dollars just here in Los Angeles. At the very least, hundreds of millions. And we're talking about in the span of a month. Let's get on this thing, man. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. And everybody should have a workable plan, an idea, or is creating one. so that they're, preparing to get into this space. And in fact, we don't even have to wait for them to go out of business. Just start the damn business. T-shirts, shoes, whatever, knickknacks. Y'all know how they do. Open Chinese restaurant, whatever, Asian food place. Hey, man, again, don't nobody cook better than us. We make their shit taste better than they can, right? Not only that, we're probably more conscious about what we're feeding each other. Like I say, man, some of these places, you don't know if you eating dog, cat, or rat. Take that into consideration. All right, that's been said. That's the conversation. That's what I want to start on. Tapping in on the fact that, man, this thing is actually up and running. It's in the major news. That's how you know it's some shit, man. That is the shit that is happening. The news is reporting on it. All right. State news, be it Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, they are reporting on this shit. So that means we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And not only that, but those who are in question, those Asians, they're like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, we fucked up. Can we get a do-over? Listen, people, when people tell you who they are, believe them. Don't let them come back door you and convince you otherwise. They are who they are. They are who they are. And they're sooner rather than later, I've said this, they're going to start employing our people to come and try to talk us back into giving our money back to the same people. That's coming. Be they politicians, celebrities, athletes, who knows? Even some of our own on the ground level. They'll go in front of these stores and protect them. They'll go and protect them. They'll tell, come on in there, man. Oh, Mr. Chung Young is cool. He cool. He ain't never tripped on nothing. Fuck that. Fuck that. No, bypass all that shit. But yeah, man, it's coming. It's coming if it's not already here. That situation where we're talking about, man, people coming out of the woodworks trying to get us back into that position of being exploited. Enough of that. All right. That's what the conversation is started. It started on. We can jump in on that. That type of get down. And again, and I'm saying this because it should be said. It ain't just them, man. Y'all, we have to wake up. It ain't just the Asians. Any demographic or ethnicity that has a business that mistreats our people, our children, our women, our men, hey, man, they're on the list. We already know who they are. We don't have to talk about it, just be about it. When it comes to our dollars, know who the hell you spending your money with. And not only that, but research, use your Googles, ninjas. Go and find these black businesses that exist just like any other business. They're in our communities, they're just not out there like the rest of them. They don't get that play like that. So that means we got to search them out and find them so that we make sure we give them our money. Our young sisters, man, they do hair better than anybody, man. They sell it too. They do nails. They do pedicure. Come on, man. They're going to do it like they want their shit done. So, you sisters and you brothers who do that shit, y'all know y'all going to get your money's worth. All right. So going in there, man, get it done, y'all. All right. What's happening? What's happening? Here I am. And there y'all are, man. Again, this is Under the Groove Podcast. Welcome, everybody. Especially to the RGC, where the power is in the people, man. And let's make sure we flex them talents, our power. Black dollars equal black power. All right. B1, y'all. Black first. Black dollars equal black power. All right. I see you, Rakufu. Say peace to the RGC. Likewise, peace and prosperity to you, bro. Good to see you up in here, this early. Oh, man, your day you must have took care of everything fairly quick. Good to see you, though, bro. Lisa Moore, how's the queen? Grand Rising, Brother Bud, blessings to you and the family. Peace and love to the kings and queens in the RGC. B1 is, and it does mean black first. But it's only quantified. It only actually is about it when we push it just like that. Black first. Nobody else, man. All right, good to see you up in here, sister. Rakufu said, man, word for today is extraneous. Extraneous, all right? All right. And you say extraneous is irrelevant, unnecessary, or unrelated to the matter being discussed. All right, B60, there you go. And here I am, bro. Good to see you up in here, man. You go on as you do, man. I appreciate it. They beat you up in here today, man. Rakufu wanted to be front and center. He took that #1 spot, man, that first showing up spot from you. Greetings, salutations to you, bub, and the RGC B1. Right back to you. Peace, prosperity, you and your family, man. Black first, of course, no doubt. Rakufu says, in terms of the definition of the word extraneous. Anyway, the extraneous information weakened his argument by distracting readers from the central issue. All right, appreciate that, Ra. Extraneous information weakened his argument by distracting readers from the central issue. In other words, man, he said a little too much and he got the people confused. He got them off track. You know, he started putting in other shit into the conversation. And they like, okay, where were we? What the hell were we talking about? Yeah, I got you. Pretty much, man. Good luck. All right, Austin, Texas in the house, man. Austin, Texas is in the house. What it do, bro? You say, man, the real problem is it's not many black, white, Italian, Mexican hair businesses like that. That's why they mostly go to the Asian spots, and Asian spots are cheaper prices. I think that might be the, you know, what you just said, the last part of your statement, more to the point than anything else. Because we know, you know, here in LA, we know when it comes to, we have the shops, man. You know, we might not have as much, let's say, product, you know, merchandise, because they got a lock on that shit. They make sure that they keep our people locked out of that process in terms of wholesale, getting that shit by the bulk and by good prices. You know, they work together in that respect. But we have sisters that do hair, they sell hair, they do nails, they do feet. And, you know, hey, now, to your point, in terms of prices, I think they're competitive. You know, well, I never done it, never had my nails done, my feet done. You know, I don't get, you know, add-ons and extensions or wear wigs. But hey, from what I understand, because I have a lot of women, we have a lot of women in our family, you know, who you can have, you know what I mean? You know, they buy these products or these services, they pay for them. Those prices and services are competitive, you know, to say the least. You know what I mean? They're about the same. They're about the same. And as I suggested Tuesday night, I said, hey, for those brothers and sisters who are listening, who are independents, are going to fill these voids that, you know, in fact, we ain't got to wait for the voids to be, you know, filled, like to present themselves. Jump in now. Don't fleece the people. This is your opportunity to build your business and get profits beyond what you've been getting, because now the people are coming to the people to pay for these services and, you know, that and these products. So there's really no need, unless you just full of greed, to fleece the people. You finna get the people's money, their business. And this is what you've been, I think that's what you've been pushing for all along, right? You know, back in the day when we was in the game, you know, in that white game, you know, we kept, you know, and I hate to use that as an example, but, you know, that's, you know, just the truth. We treat them right, so they keep coming back. In terms of how to go about doing business, that's the example. You treat people right. So, you know, if every month they're spending money, or twice a month, maybe more, you want them, man. You want them to always be coming back to you. You want them satisfied, even if the prices might be a little more, $5, $10 more than what they was paying with the Buddha heads. The service, the result, you know, the nails and the feet and the whole, that's what's gonna keep them coming back. You know, but again, don't fleece the people, y'all. We have an opportunity to take advantage of something that we haven't had in decades, and that's getting dollars from our people. The black dollar, man. Come on, you got to get on it, y'all. Take care of one another. Ross said, man, if you like fried rice, Asian dishes, and just have to have some, theirs is a black-owned Thai food place in View Park on Slauson called Gita Thai. Gita Thai. All right, Rod, that's how you do it, man. Appreciate you, man. Them's the jewels for those brothers and sisters who love them some shrimp fried or whatever. You know, there it is. If you like fried rice, Asian dishes, and just have to have some of theirs, is there is a black-owned Thai food place in View Park on Slauson called Gita Thai. Thai, yeah. Good look, bro. Queen Nzinga, peace and blessings to the RGC. May your Thursday be filled with favor, strength, peace, and unexpected blessings. All right. Your breakthrough may be closer than you think. I'm telling y'all, a good point. Also, Queen Nzinga, thank you for that. It is happening. The opportunity for breakthroughs, for us to finally see dividends, and not only that, but receive the business from our people, receive their dollars. It's now. It's right now. So again, I second what she says. May your days be favored. May they be full of strength. All right, peace and unexpected blessings. All right, appreciate that, Queen Nzinga. Rakufu said, man, Gita Thai is a black-owned Thai food restaurant on Slauson near Overhill. I'm pretty sure my wife knows where that place is. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. Austin, man. And just so you know, Austin, I was doing a lot of research today. Oh, Texas up and running, man. Texas is up and running. DFW, they in the game. They not playing. I seen some shit today again, because you had said the other day that you didn't think, it wasn't no big issue. People kind of pretty much got along, whatever. Man, I was checking out Texas today, and I mean, they had lines, and not just one business, black business, many. They're going in there, man. They're going in. I just did a piece also on the other channel, you guys, highlighting this all throughout the country. Throughout the country, sisters and brothers are, hey, man, they in with both feet. They're in with both feet. So we got to appreciate it and love the fact that, man, this is happening. Let's take advantage of it. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, Ted Austin said, yeah, then guess what? They will be crying. They're not getting any business and no money and nobody coming in. And that's been the scene for the most part. Today, I've been on this thing all day just to see if, hey, man, it looks good across the board. It looks good across the board. I'm inspired. I love my people, love to see that, hey, man, anytime somebody call themselves messing with us, effing over us, they're going to FAFO. And that's what's happening. They're finding out they messed up big time. And I say, hey, man, we ain't even got to worry about the chatter and all the complaining and crying they doing now. Just keep, focus on the focus. As one of the loved ones you say, stay the course. Because I think, man, the objective is to eradicate these businesses from our communities and start, getting these dollars, giving our dollars, and going doing business with our people, giving our dollars to our people and going and, buying and paying for their services and products. That's the way we should be going. That's the direction we should be in. It looks good so far. Love it. And this is what, the first week. And again, man, I don't think that they thought this shit would be, this coming together, this being on one mind almost completely. They didn't think it would come to this. I promise you, I bet you a lot of them say, oh, man, get them darkies, man, about a week. They'll be coming back. And then when they do raise the prices, they had a plan. I'm pretty sure. It ain't paying out like that. Seeing that backfire, tell us how that's looking for you. To that Chinaman, that Asian guy that got up there and talked that shit, talking about we need them. We can't live or survive without them. Yeah, let us know how that's working. Drop another one. Put another dare or challenge out there and see what happens. But again, y'all, this should expand. It should spread out to all those communities that treat us the way they do. It should be that way. Black first, period, point blank. All right, let's move on. All right. Ross said, man, stand firm, my people. Hold the line. We call the strength of deep design the currency of choice. We hold worth far more than minted gold. All right. I think you about to go in on one, Ross. So I'm gonna finish it off. I'll come back to you right quick, Raymond. I see you up in there, Raymond Skull. Well, let me read. Raymond Skull said, man, peace and blessings to you, bub. I trust all is well with you. Greetings to the RGC, the Royal Group Congregation. B1 equals black first. Listen, man, black dollars equal black power, y'all. Good to see you up in here, Raymond Skull, man. Peace, prosperity to you and your fam, man, as well as the Rays from Pasadena to Inglewood to LA, man. We like to think that everything is everything with the fam, man. So, you know, we send ours out to the Rays as well as your family, bro. Good to see you here. Ross said, man, we see the patterns clear and plain, the quiet extraction, the systemic drain. And so we pivot, close the hand to build the foundation of our own land. There is no moment for a sudden fade. Remember the collective vows we made. Stay the course, let the boycotts ring, for unity is a powerful thing. We honor the dollar, we honor our labor by pouring our wealth into a neighboring brother. Keep the vision focused, sharp, and clear. The future we want is drawing near. Here, man. Appreciate that, Ra, as always. All right. Yep. I see you, Austin. Raymond Skull said, man, Bub, YT America has made it common for other races to attack us. A supremacist opened fire on a black family at their function. The black family did return fire, but the audacity of this fool. So I saw that today also. They were having a family reunion, you know, honoring their grandmother, one of the matriarchs in that family, man. And I saw how that YT person came through first and hollered out the M word at him. And I could see the reaction of the brothers. They all, boom, they got lit quick. Car kept going, came back a second time. The third time he came back dumping. Now, what got me was, now I'm just me, y'all. See, here's the thing that and I'm not gonna go in on the sisters because, like I said, I try to make it my principle is, my habit is, do not discuss sisters and the issues they go through in depth in any form or fashion. I'd rather have a sister here when I do that because I want to always remain respectful. That sister who's with me, maybe she'll, you know, is in a position to give me a nod, a joke, don't say that, you know. So that's why I don't do it. But in regards to this video I saw with this YT person dumping on his whole family with an AR, and as I'm listening, he getting off. Now here's return fire. I'm like, damn, that took long. So my mind immediately was on, we always have to be ready, man. We can't take nothing for granted, man. Stay ready. We don't have to get ready, you know? And I'm saying when we lace like that, laced and braced, we're not laced and braced for our own, man. We should have patience when it comes to our own people, because that's the last thing we want. We want to get in the mindset of, we don't want to do this to our people no more. So now we have to start, or we have to learn how to communicate to make sure that we don't find ourselves in this, you know, this exchange of lead, you know what I mean, with our brothers and our sisters. But the thing was, it took them long. I mean, the fact that they did, that's good enough, okay. But inside, in Roscoe, you know what I'm talking about, the lady on the phone screaming and hollering, just screaming and hollering, just like God, and it pissed me off. Oh God, yeah. And I said, okay, where's the training, man? First and foremost, all that screaming and hollering, all you're doing is create more chaos. Somebody ought to have a presence of mind. Okay, get shit under control. Move the children to safety. Hurry up, corral everybody, man. You know, get them out of harm's way. That lady running all through the house. Oh God. And I'm like, oh man, see, that showed me one thing. What was obvious was they didn't have a plan. They were not prepared for something like that. Because, you know, let's be fair. Let's be honest. when we party, we tend not to think like that. You know what I mean? But I think that's a mistake for a lot of us. You know, even when we're enjoying ourselves and we're at peace, we always supposed to be prepared for war. Our sisters, rather than learning how to twerk and look like Barbie dolls and all the shit they do, they need to go and take gun safety courses, you know, go to target practice and learn how to, you know, utilize those tools so that if something like that happens, they know how to defend not just themselves, but the children, the family, whoever, you know, rather than running around the whole damn house, everybody just scared. You know, but Jesus is scared out of all of them, like they didn't seen ghosts. They knew it was the white boy. They know the white boy that went crazy. You know, they know. Hey, man, what messed me up about that? If that was a black doing it to black, guns would have came out from everywhere, right? I'm just saying. So we have to get past the way how we think and how we deal with each other, but also reach that stage of point where we know that we're in a situation, we are in those times where these people are popping up on us unexpectedly, looking to do us harm. They're looking to kill us. And we have to be prepared for that. Our brothers, as well as our sisters, and even children, our children have to have this understanding, this training, this schooling, this ability to defend themselves and their family if need be. That's the last thing we want to see. Black people running around bumping into each other in a house, screaming and hollering. You know what I mean? I don't know. My God, that made me just feel like, oh shit, no. If I was the enemy, I'd be like, this how they is. Man, I'm saying though. I'm just saying. All right. Rakufu, he said, man, plus Gita Thai sells oxtail fried rice and a lot of African style fried rices and Afro-Asian dishes. Oh, you didn't put them on the map, man. I'm pretty sure, you know, word gonna get out. Enough people watch this after the fact. They're gonna want to go check out Gita Thai. That Thai food, man. My wife, she loves that. She does. Raymond Scholes said, man, a guy at Carmelo's trial was saying Carmelo needs to be hung from a tree. He even implied Carmelo would be unalive if he won the case. I've been really thinking that it's about to go up. It is. And you're talking about the guy's name. I checked this out today as well. In fact, he was arrested for terroristic threats. And let the news stories tell it. I don't know how true they are. Already the brothers in there didn't already like put a serious hurting on him. But this guy is known, he's a racist, MAGA, white supremacist type, guy. He's known for going around and talking shit, to black people, tripping on black people, his name will come to me right now. I just forgot his name. Yeah, but that's what he does. He wears the flat jacket and he goes with, with the signs and the bullhorn sometimes, talking big crap. He did say that, yeah, the brother should have been hung. And then he disparaged the parents, and blamed it on them. A whole lot of shit, you know what I mean? And what was just odd to me, what struck me was the fact that while he's trying to label us and make, the parents of Carmelo look bad, he neglected to mention all the atrocities his people have committed against people who ain't done nothing to them. You know what I mean? The difference there or here with Carmelo is it was self-defense. It was self-defense. But the fact of the matter is it was against a YT person who was unalive. And that's something that really upsets them. As to, are they mounting up? You better believe it. I just said this Tuesday night. You guys can go and check social media or whatnot, and you can find there's content where a lot of YT people came out of Canada to march with the YT people here, the white supremacists here. I mean, out in the open without permits, and they were pretty deep. Not only did they come from Canada, some also came from Europe, from the West, and they got with those over here. And, and I think it's because they're in fear of us. They're seeing more of the Black Panther Party movement starting to surge. Blacks, utilizing and exercising, what was that, the Second Amendment, and, doing a lot more, being a lot more proactive about protection, defense, or military style training. A lot of our children, our youth, a lot of these families train them to be expert marksmen, know how to defend themselves with a tool. I mean, I watch this shit every day. There's a particular channel where these sisters, they got this club. They bad, man. They shooting 50 cows the whole nine, man. And they are like dead ringers for marksmen. And what I do notice when I watch that content, you got a lot of YT people checking them out and recording them. So I think, man, even in that respect, we need to be mindful of who we allow to see us, our people, train and practice. I think that's dangerous to let them see that some of us are prepared and ready. But the fact does remain, though, Roscoe, like you said, man, that it's about to go down. I trust that. I trust that it is. I trust that it is. I'm not taking it for granted. Not one flying flick, not 1 minute. I'm gonna think that. Oh no, man. Get ready. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, as the saying goes. Austin said, man, it's a lot, but not all. Just a lot of Chinese buffet places in this city that are owned by Mexicans. Yeah. Or ran by, owned by, Asians, but managed or ran, employed with Mexicans. It makes me wonder about Vegas now. Because, when we're down there, man, we actually hit them little buffet spots. Them all you can eat joints, you know what I mean? Quite a few of them were Asian, in fact, and they employ Asians in terms of, make sure everybody got what they want, but the help is Mexicans, I wonder if they're feeling the effects of this. I got to make some calls, man, down to Nevada and say, hey, man, what y'all doing? Y'all on board or what? You on board or what? Yeah, man. Good point, though, Austin. Ross said, man, check out the Black Tamale Man 80. Check out the Black Tamale Man, 80 plus different flavors. He sets up shop on Thursdays on Crenshaw and Stocker in a yellow and red tent on the corner. He is in Leimert Park on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yesterday, I was in LA hanging out with my brother, man, and our brother from a different mother. We chilling, man, had a good time together. And he laced me about a sister who is over here on Manchester and Western. She has a truck, a white truck. She makes these egg rolls, pretty big egg rolls too. He said, man, all different type with shrimp, fish, chicken, beef. Man, he spoke highly. He said, man, she get down, I said, I never heard her. He said, yeah, man, she's over here. He said, she's not here today. And I was down there yesterday. He said, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, she parks right there on Manchester with her big truck, her food truck. And she gets it in. I said, okay, man, I'm going to look for her next time I'm down there. So I think Saturday I'll be going down there just to see, just to see. So that's a good look, man, that you're putting that out there like that, Ra. Our people need to know there are other places we can go, to fill our bellies, or to get the things we need or that we think we need or we want in our everyday lives, So hell yeah. I'll say, man, you got that video. I've seen you. You got that video. I've sent you. Yeah, I did check that out. Cool. She wasn't playing. She went there to help handle that. Oh yeah. You talking about Dr. Matthews? I watched the whole video, bro. So I was just telling the wife that I didn't know about the judge in the case, and we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony case, murder case, or self-defense case, anyway. the judge in the case and the DA. The judge is a child abuser, is documented. The DA is a deviant. He's been charged for harassment right now. He got a federal case on him right now. Women in his employ who work in the office that he work in have filed a complaint on him. He's touched them. He hugs them. He moans when he hugs them, and he does all kind of weird shit. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, man. How is this possible then? How is this man still able not to practice law, but to represent a criminal case? To be at the head of a criminal case. The dude's a criminal his damn self. Yeah, I watched that video, and I learned a lot from Dr. Matthews in terms of what their advocacy is and what they're doing. I didn't know she was out there like that, bro. I didn't know, you gotta love it, man. I noticed all the major networks were there also. NBC, ABC, CBS. I didn't see Fox, but yeah, I'm like, oh, all right. She with the business. She's with the business. It looked gaudy, with the fingernails and all that, but that's neither here nor there. What I thought and appreciate more was the fact that, okay, we need more sisters and brothers out there like that. Not saying that there aren't. Not saying that there aren't. I'm just saying, yeah, that would be, oh my God, think about that, man. In every state pushing. Now, I did learn about or a black organization here in LA. I did not know about these brothers. Man, they got my support, and I'm sure about to look them up and everything. They're called African Town Coalition. These brothers are known to go to any establishment where there's racism, discrimination, or them putting their hands on black people, and they shut what they call it. They don't boycott. They shut it down. They shut it down. They have a cold agenda. If that establishment is known to treat black people wrong, they're not playing. They shut it down. Liquor stores, Wiener Schnitzels, Mickey D's, Popeye, you name it. You name it. They put in work, man. They are called the African Town Coalition. One of the brothers who helped start it is doing 30 years in federal prison because one of the Mexican workers in the Wiener Schnitzel that started their whole organization, lied and said he made a terrorist threat against her. And they gave him 30 years in the feds. So he's been gone 19 years. He probably got another 10 to go. But this organization, man, y'all should check them out as well. Their work is documented. They're all over LA. They're just not in, the well-established parts of LA where some of our middle class are, they're not just looking out for them. One story caught me in particular was a story about a liquor store where the individuals in the liquor store were beating on an elderly black man with baseball bats over a bag that you put your goods in, and they say, man, they went in, the original owner, Asian person, sold it because they didn't want the problem, but sold it to a buddy, another Asian. Thought he was gonna get away like, oh man, come on, business as usual. Nope, shut him down. Shut the thing down, man. I said, okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, they're called the African Town Coalition. Man, peace and prosperity to those brothers in that organization. They need all the support they can get, man. Yeah, we got people in effect, but see, again, we don't hear about it. What we hear about is bullshit on social media. We don't hear the good shit. We hear about these brothers on these channels, man. They're always going at it with each other. That's what we hear. We don't hear about brothers on these channels going at it with other races who got out of line with us. We don't hear that, but we hear the bullshit. That should tell us something. That should tell us all something. Raymond Scott said, man, these brothers and sisters out here don't seem to be racially charged. The real buddy with these Wayupis. Even in jail, they are friendly. Tell the truth, homie. And like I say, man, I tend not to discuss, my time in the joint, all that much. I want to talk about, what I got in terms of positivity from it. But in there, man, yeah, man, nah, we not cool at all, at all, at all. And I mean to say that. I say that because I mean to convey or to share with you guys that a lot of us in there know it's a game to them, and they'll act buddy buddy with a lot of brothers who just ignorant most of the time. And guess what? They be the first ones get got when the riot kick off because they was too cool. They didn't allow their space to be invaded. Way Opie's men and the Mahindas able to walk right into their zone. Because you chopped it up with somebody, you think, oh, he cool. Nah, homie. Yeah, you see that. You see it. I seen it there before I left. I've been gone 10 years, but hey. Yeah, didn't mess with them. Didn't mess with them. But you're right about that, bro. We have to stop being friendly and open with these people because it's not to our benefit. And again, especially now, being that we don't have our shit together, we need to get our shit together. Black people, we have to get ours together. And we have to stop allowing all these distractions and barriers to exist between us, be they religion, be their colors, you know what I mean? Be it jealousy, be it the bag. We have to get rid of these obstacles, man, so that we can do the work of the people first and foremost. That's not to say you can't do the work of your God, your religion. That that's given, you should. But as a people, we have to learn to come together so we can get this shit done. So we can get it done. All right. Anyway, appreciate that. Roscoe also said, man, hey, yes, the Asians basically F over their self. Yeah. And they're kicking themselves in the butt because they had so many come out the woodwork talking big shit as though they were convinced that they knew our mind state, that they knew we would roll over, that we would submit. That's why they did that. They thought they had us pegged. Man, we can do this, say this to these blacks, man, they ain't gonna do shit. They were convinced that we would be docile, subservient, just take that shit. Yo, come on, keep coming back in here. You bet not stop. Type of attitude is what they had. Without us, y'all ain't gonna survive. Don't be dumb. Like, oh shit. You feeling yourself. You think you really know. And a lot of them, when the way they talk, you could tell they probably got a black brother, a friend or two, maybe a girlfriend. I don't know. But somebody black. Because the way they talk, you beat that shit, one individual in particular, China Matt. I'm not with none of that. None of that, bro, especially based on the content I'm seeing him put out. Part of the problem. Another Adam 22, you just Asian. Just Asian. He gonna go in and talk about, hey man, what was wrong? I'll take responsibility for Rick Child, but really you can't. Really you can't. You know what I mean? That's just, I think that was lip service. Because here's the fact of the matter, man. The fact of the matter is, if that was really an issue to him, way before the Rick Child issue had came up, this guy would have been supportive of the black community in terms of recognizing discrimination and anti-blackness in his own community, and he know it exists. I would even go as far as say, man, he's one. He's one. He just utilizes and exploits blacks because his content, we watch his content, so he gets paid off of us looking at that bullcrap he puts out, But all through this explanation where he says he's apologizing for Rick Child, he spins it and say, but at the same time, y'all know y'all be doing shit to us and hey man, that's not an apology no more, man. That's not an apology anymore. It's almost like you're trying to justify some shit, Nah, homie. I don't mess with him either, man. None of them. I don't trust none of them. Period. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, and it should be that way with us until such time we get our shit together as a people. As a people, there should be no strategic alliances, man. No coming together, other races, and our shit ain't together. People will run roughshod over us, man, like they're doing. It will continue. But they'll use us, our face, our likeness, our swag, our pull, our power, to lift themselves up. How they will get down with us won't be any different in terms of how the YT people get down with us. They benefit off us while we continue to suffer and, experience hardship. That's just what it is. Again, though, I want to make this perfectly clear. At some point, we have to be responsible, though, for our own get down. This, what we see taking place, is the first step. That's what I say. And then after that, we ain't got to say what ain't nobody doing for us or what they done to us. Let's get our shit together and do for us. And do for us. We don't have nobody to blame but ourselves if we don't get together. We already know how everybody see us. And they don't listen, y'all. They don't make excuses about how they feel about us. And I was saying about China Mac and others like him, they come from a community. They come from homes. In the home is racism, anti-blackness in their communities that exists. None of them has fought against that, which they know exists in their communities for us. Show me the content. Show it to me. If that's the case, it has to exist. Where is it? So, and let me just stress, there may be a couple of them, like I said, because I know of one Chinese woman or Asian woman, I don't know if she's Chinese or not, whose work speaks for itself. I have to give her that. And this ain't no last month, last year, 5 years, this some decades. The lady she speak truth to power when it comes to us. And actually, she pay homage to us before anybody else. And she call it duck a duck, strike a strike, and spade a spade. That's what I appreciate about her. And yet still, we have to get ours together. We don't need those type of alliances just yet. We have to get ours together, man. All right. Anyway, I see you up in here, real sister. Shalom, shalom, family. Is her greetings, everyone. Good to see you up in here, Queen. Peace and prosperity to you and yours. All right. Always a pleasure to have you. Rakufu said, man, respect to our ancestors, Martin Luther King's blueprint in the Selma boycott. Yeah. And again, now, when you're talking like that, especially in terms of what our people did before us and how they laid the groundwork and brought about some changes where immigrants, those from other nations and countries, them being able to come over here as a result of our work, our blood, sweat, tears, lives, and not appreciate us is bad work, man. I just think it's bad work. They come over here as though, they're entitled to come over here and do better than us off our work. Or they get it done and they don't realize it off our backs. You know what I mean? They reap these benefits off our backs, And again, if all these countries that they come from, wait a minute, man, what's wrong over there? What's wrong over there? Why come over here and then be disrespectful, be inconsiderate? I don't know. All right. All right. So appreciate you up in here again. Like I say, real sister, shalom. All right, Rob, got you there. Raymond's Cole said, man, I've been seeing video clips where blacks is showing the effects of those Asian stores being empty. No black dollars. I'm selling y'all literally. These stores are like, Ghost Town, the picture of Ghost Town. When you open the door, you see tumbleweed in that mug, man. Dust blowing up off the floor, you hear crickets. The place is dead, and they're standing around like, what the fuck didn't happen? Oh shit, we done messed up. Yeah. And I said, and I will continue to say, eradicate those businesses from our communities, y'all. Let's take ownership of our shit. Let's use our dollars for us. There's nothing evil about that. There's nothing racist about that. You know, that's me been motivated saying that because I'm motivated by the love of my people. That's it. I'm not even mad, man. You know, I'm smiling on the inside as well as outside, man. I feel good spiritually because it's sad to say, I said this earlier. Everything happens for a reason. It's sad that we have to lose another brother, another black life for us to get to this, man. And so therefore, man, we cannot squander. It can't be in vain. That young brother, man, as well as the other brother who, been sentenced to 35 years, that shit cannot be in vain, man. We have to take responsibility and do the damn thing, man. That's it. That's it. So, and it's sad it had to happen, but it's always, look, man, shit happens for a reason. And we have to be mindful enough to figure out what that is or to create something that's beneficial for us as a result of it. All right. Do him proud in his memory, his family proud. You know what I mean? Do his family proud. Do us proud. That's our love for our people, man. Let's work towards that. That's it. That's all. Yeah, man. Them places are empty. Resin Reverie. Mental hygienist. What's so powerful, bub? Was. Okay, was. Okay. Okay, got you. Resin Reverie said mental hygienist was so powerful, bub. Yeah, and that was our sister Yacinda. Yeah, man. And you guys, if you don't mind me asking, go check that out, man. Part 2 will drop tomorrow. Go get that thing some likes, man, and some shares. You know, let's put our message out there, man. This is what we need more of on social media. You know, we need more of that on social media rather than this shit we see. You know, we see shit, man, that lead to these mental issues a lot of us brothers and sisters are beginning to suffer from. Every day is something. I just seen 2 more brothers. At first they cool, now they want to fight each other. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know, I have an opinion on that, but it ain't my business. Don't matter, man. What matters is the fact that them brothers could be doing more for the people rather than trying to do more to get their numbers up. One of them admitted that. Hey, man, it's a YouTube game. I couldn't get my numbers, but it creates dissension. Before y'all know it, this shit gets out of hand. Now you got them sets that never fought each other fighting now over some bull crap, man. Yes. Excuse me. Yeah, Resin Reverie. The mental hygienist is in full effect. She's in the house. I will drop part 2 tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thank you for your comment. And I'm sure she does as well. All right. Also said, man, why let them get a chance to come back the second time? They should have blocked the middle of the road to make sure they turn around and drive away. Yeah, don't let them in, y'all. Excuse me. Don't let them in. You're going to stay, Austin. Hope that was not in Texas, because Texas would have stopped that. Don't be no second to get a third time coming back. Yeah, I don't know. It was in the South, though. It was in the South. Whether or not it was Texas, I don't know. But the brother that returned fire hit him. He dropped him. He didn't unalive him, but he dropped him. And so this dude now, it's in Georgia. It's in Georgia. Now, here's the crazy part. They're not even going to charge this YT person with multiple counts of attempted murder. They're charging him with, because they don't have attempted murder on their books. So they're charging him with I think assault and battery, something like that, And I'm like, what the hell? Oh man, you don't get out of here. He unloaded, man. He came with an AR-15 and was cracking. You know, one of the family members there, man, happened to be laced and braced with his tool, dropped him. Didn't unalive him. Dang. But anyway, so he got a mug shot, and they're talking about that charge is assault. I think it's assault and battery. And I'm like, where's the attempted murder? They don't have that on the books. And I think that's Georgia. Yeah. Wow, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy work, man, is what I call it nowadays. Crazy work. All right. Raymond Scholes said, man, listen, bub, I've seen a car full of those supremacists out here with the Confederate flag on his antenna, but big. You see those flags in yards out here. I don't F with the cats out here. I'm with all the smoke, for real, for real. Yeah, and you know what? You already know, man. Keep that energy. Keep that energy, man, positive and keep it strong. You know, let it emanate throughout your body, man. Keep that head on the swivel. You know the business. I ain't got to tell you. I ain't got to tell you, man. Man, always be prepared. Always be prepared, bro. Always. Rakufu said, man, you're thinking of Dalton Etherly, who goes by the online alias Chud the Builder. No, I'm not talking about Chud the Builder, who always want to say brothers is chimping out and shit like that. No, it's another guy, man. I almost want to say Fuentes, but I know it's not Fuentes. He's a podcast content creator, but he's you know, he's a Hispanic dude, a Mexican, but he think he's white. But no, not him. Guy's name will come to me, man. He was the white guy about 2 months ago. Got caught in Minnesota by a white mob that didn't like his rhetoric and like went in on him, beating the dog shit out of him, and a brother come out of nowhere and saves him. While just 2-3 minutes ago, he was calling black people ninjas. The brother come and saved him from the white people. Actually, two brothers did. And got talking about, well, oh no, Jesus, you know, Jesus wouldn't do this, Jesus, da, da, da. And I'm thinking, hey man, Jesus don't protect evil. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I really wouldn't know. I'm not cut from that cloth. I don't get out, but I'd like to think that Jesus wouldn't protect evil. And he would tell his followers not to protect evil. You know, shit, I don't know. Hey, man, I'm just saying. But I'm going to remember that guy's name in a minute. I forgot. Anyway. Yeah, that wasn't the guy, though, that I'm talking about. No, the guy that they charged with terrorist threat, he's a well-known white supremacist. He's all over the country, man, pushing that shit. But he only goes where, you know, brothers aren't laced and braced and ready to go. He don't never go in those spots, those places. He'll go in front of a courthouse where there are numerous police. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what he will do, you know. But yeah, man, shit. Yep. Raymond Scholes said, man, they always avoid the atrocities they commit. They are inherently narcissistic, no doubt. And then that's the cold part. Those who come behind them who want to assimilate, be like them, also get down like that. You know? And I've read it, I've heard it said and read it in print that the YT people actually utilize them for that reason, you know. So again, we're living in a time where the YT people don't really have to do much of anything because all those other races or immigrants, ethnicities, and demographics do the work for them. That would include us. Nowadays, they don't really have to do much. We do the work for them, you know. Asians, Mexicans, you know, Hispanics, like all of them, they'll do the work for them. That's the indoctrination at work, you know. That's what that is. It's at work. You know, so we shouldn't be surprised, man. All right, Antonio, I see you, loved one. Fat Rat Playboy's in the house, y'all. That's what's up. He said, peace to you and RGC, Big Bug. Right back to you, Fat Rat. Good to see you up in here, bro. B60M saying, fear of a black planet. Yes, sir. That's more Public Enemy right there. Also said they will feel the effort along with them. They will feel the effort along with them. All right, Henry, I see you up in here. Peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. Salute at Brother Bud. Right back to you, bro. Salute right back to you, Henry. Good to see you up in here, man. Let's do what it do. All right, Resin Reverie said, man, I seen Kev Mack make a video earlier about the guys he contacted to orchestrate that peace meeting. I'm just tired of your name was involved because I see what you do in the channel every day. I get the gist of what you're saying. Yeah, you know, it is what it is, man. Oh, wow. You're talking about the old brother, man, that they beat up in the liquor store? He didn't make it? Hold on. Let me get you. I went ahead of myself. Rakufu said, man, let's eat a new 5-star restaurant in Compton. Let's eat a new 5-star restaurant in Compton. And also, yeah, Dr. Matthews. Yeah, I know that Austin for sure. Rakufu said also, man, the ingredient is the place, the eatery is called The Ingredient. It's another black-owned restaurant in Compton. So let me go back. Let's Eat is a 5-star restaurant also in Compton, black-owned. I would take it. So the Let's Eat as well as The Ingredient are both in Compton, black-owned establishments and eateries or restaurants where we can go and spend our dollars and actually get a dang. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't been told about a black restaurant that didn't know how to burn. You know what I mean? Didn't know how to cook. I recall having a conversation with somebody about, remember the M&Ms, and all of them wasn't on the same level. Some were better than others. You know what I mean? But it was odd to hear that one of the M&Ms didn't have flavor. Wasn't popping. And I had heard that someone said Mexicans had worked in there and cooked the food and shit. And I was like, okay, then that might be the reason. That may be the reason. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for that, Rakufo. Resin Reverie said, man, if you seen that they did have a family member who was, I'm retired military man. We turned and kind of, if I'm right, the guy didn't make it. And I think you're talking about the elderly brother who was beaten in the liquor store. But again, these brothers, and they're called the African Town Coalition, everybody. They've been putting in the work behind the scenes, and a lot of us never heard of these brothers. They go throughout LA representing the people. Anywhere that there's an establishment, don't care what kind it is, ran by another ethnicity or demographic, and they tend to disrespect or mistreat black children, women, or men, they go in, they let them know we're about to shut you down. Your days are over. Your time is up. Some of these establishments that they put work in, they've sold the business away, in their place. We have black businesses now, that came up as a result of their work. A lot of these businesses also have new management, new staff. Man, we're gonna get rid of it. We're gonna hire blacks. So not only did they help in that respect, they also brought jobs to the community. That's a good look. That's good. And like I said, I'm gonna do my research on them because I'm very interested in who these brothers are. I'm very interested to know who these brothers are. Good luck. And the African Diaspora Channel, news channel, is where I got that from. All right. Henry said, man, I'm over here in Watts at the 103rd Ted Watkins Park, formerly known as Roy Rogers, not too far from Manchester. I'd like to try her food. Yeah, man. Man, that was the park back in the day, the Black Festivals. Do y'all remember that, man? Shit. And that was in the 70s, man. They was everything. They were everything. Shit. Blacks from everywhere used to go there, man. Austin say, yes, they found them papers on them. They on their job. Yeah. So those two individuals in that case with the brother Carmelo Anthony, man, like I say, come to find out, one is a child abuser. The judge is a child abuser. Not only that, he's buddies with Austin Metcalf, the father. The DA is right now fighting sexual harassment. The feds got him on his neck. Again, how is this even possible, though, man? You know? And then also find out that the people who represented the young brother were white and possibly sold him down the river. You know, a lot of it. See, here's the thing about blacks, man. We know when we get in dump trucks, we see that shit immediately. See, parents don't really know. And it's not a good thing, but it is what it is when it comes to a lot of us black men and women who've been through the system. We know immediately when they trying to stick a dump truck on us. And then, man, all hell breaks loose. Like, nope. See, you know, brother, like, hey, man, I represent myself. Shit. I'll probably get the same shit, you know. But a lot do good and they end up getting better, you know, coming out of the situation way better than they would have with these dump trucks. Even when it comes to paid attorneys, y'all, they'll sell you out too. They'll get your money and you'll still end up with a life sentence. All right. Yeah. So unless we got people representing us, man, that look like us and really kind of understand and get, you know, we're more than just a case. You know, it's more than just fighting the criminal justice system or being a lawyer because you believe in, you know, upholding the law. Blah, blah, blah. But when we get those type of our people, man, who understand the plight and the experience of the people, you got somebody in your corner. You got the people on your side. That's what I say about that. Yep. All right, Smoke, Miami's in the house. Chata, man. He said, Grand Rising, everyone. Right back to you, though, Smoke. Good to see you up in here, brother. All right. All right, Rakufu said, man, Compton original seafood and chicken on Wilmington and Greenleaf. Man, put them out there, man. You know, Compton got to be making some good money, them eateries. Yeah, that's what they need to be doing in LA, man. Get that shit up and running. And that's what we missed, though. Tell the truth. We don't see soul food joints in LA like we used to back in the day. Them little corner cafes, you go in there, man, be some of the best meals you ever ate, man. You know, my mom used to have one back in the day, man. Drop In Cafe on 75th and Vermont back in the day, man. We had that thing for some years, man. They love that, man. Boy, woo-wee. We don't see that no more, man. And I'm telling you, that probably would be a good look to bring that type of establishment back. Some genuine, you know, some original, almost like home cooked soul food, you know, and stop going to these corporations with these names, man, and making like they cooking authentic soul food, you know. Get out of here, man. Yeah. Fat Rat said, man, Chinese food is unhealthy to begin with. Heavy soy dishes are common. And stay away from soy, y'all, especially brothers. Stay away from soy. I don't even eat that shit no more. It's been a minute since I put soy on my food. And I used to, man, I damn food because it was salty, got the sodium, you know, and I used to love that, you know, sodium. Man, I drench my shit with some soy, man. Not knowing the harm I was causing my body, man, you know, what I was doing to myself as a man. Yeah, good point right there, Fat Rat. I said, man, in other words, as far as Matthews, her advice seems to be don't fight, don't riot, but do it the legal way. That's why she's around. Well, you know what? And I support what she say, but then let's be realistic. She do the legal shit. You know, she should do the legal shit. I'm like what Malcolm say, man. Hey, man. You know, when it comes to blacks, we don't bring problems to people, man, other races. But hey, man, if you come in with these problems, man, you started it, I gotta finish it. I'm not looking for no legal nothing to do my fighting, man. You do that after I'm gone, or once I get, if I live through it, hey. Besides that, you crazy as hell, man. I'm not you, Austin. I'm just saying. Not even Dr. Matthews. I'm just saying. That's her job. Do that legal shit. I'm not saying we should know the legality of shit, on the street level. Know your rights, and make sure you use them first, especially when you're up against, them blue suits, them 10 badges. Know that shit so that you got something to stand on, and you're standing on righteousness, the truth or the law. Hey, man, other than that, man, listen, don't start none, won't be none. We let them do the legal shit in the courtroom. Ross said, man, Shabazz Bakery off of West Boulevard near Hyde Park. Well, you just dropping them, as you should. As you should. Real Sister said, facts, Fat Rat. That's soy, man. Fat Rat goes on to say, man, listen, Detroit is open carry. Man. And they did a number on us, man. A lot of us brothers and sisters by, making us felons and shit and creating this situation where a lot of us aren't even supposed to be around that type of get down or can't possess them, own them, or have them. They knew what they was doing, man. They knew what they were doing. It's just like, when the Panthers did what they did, man, back in what was that, when they marched up on City Hall with them straps the way they did, man, and the city wanted it scared the bejesus out of them, and the NRA as well. And the NRA, they forgot their whole constitution and what they stood for, and helped the government write a law that would keep us or have where we would be barred from open carry and shit like that. Cold game they play, y'all. But anyway, Fat Rat said, man, Detroit is open carry. Out here, there's a similar group of brothers called the Detroit 300. We interact. I've seen them on social media, I think, as a matter of fact. It's shocking, man, that I hope some of y'all know what I'm about to say. We don't have that here in LA, man. But again, they got certain laws to where we can't have that here in LA, man. I don't think that should stop anything in terms of brothers still, coming together, unified, and bringing, structure, order. You know what I mean? Discipline. It's needed, man. That's needed, especially here in Los Angeles, man. If it ain't nowhere else in this damn country where our brothers and sisters need that type of structure, it's right here, man. It's right here. Yeah, Fat Rat, man. Handle the damn thing, man. Be about it. Rakufu said, man, Fat Rat, man. Fat Rat Playboy, Detroit, my hometown, G. I remember you saying that too, I think last week, Rakufu. Henry says, man, African Town Coalition, I just found them on the internet. They are best known for advocating to officially designate the historic neighborhood of Leimert Park as African Town. There's another point. Great point. Appreciate you dropping that also, Henry. We're the only ones don't have an ethnic town in Los Angeles that I know of. You got little Bangladesh, Chinatown, Japantown, Jewish town, you name it, they got it. You know what I mean? Where downtown used to be ours, you know, the Mexicans, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Henry said, Rakufu, I've been wanting to try that spot on Greenleaf in Wilmington, CPT. Oh, yeah, I already know. Henry finna make him a stop, man. Ross say, Bub, you notice how Asian in the California prison system, for the most part, hang to some degree with us black peoples. Some even claim Crip and Blood, whole made up sets like Sons of Samoa, East Coast, ECC, etc. Yeah, that's funny, right? You know, now a lot of people who've never been to prison in California, you have the blacks, you have the whites, you have the Hispanic, and you have what they call the others. And the others comprise of Asians, some Eastern Europeans, you know, they all clump together though, you know, Samoans, you know, but for the most part, you know, what's crazy now when they are a part of a Crip gang, a Blood gang, a part of Hoovers, you know, anything like that, they hang with those cars, you know what I mean? There is a distinction though. I parole from level 4. If you with the others, you with the others, you know what I mean? Again, if you gang banging and you with, that's, you know, you would see them with that car, you know, and they'll be a part of that car, you know. It wouldn't necessarily like, man, I don't fuck with the others, you know, this Crip, this Blood, this over, this whatever, you know, that's what they do, you know. But yeah, that's the designation in there. You have blacks, you have whites, you have the Hispanics, the Mexicans, and you have the others. And again, a lot of them don't gang bang, and they together. They all they do, everything they do with Asians. You know, Samoans though, they'll shoot hoop with us, and again, some Asians, they'll try to hang with us. You know, want to shoot basketball or something like that. You know what I'm saying, something like that. But for the most part, you know, they have their own car too. You know, yeah, good point, Ra. Good point. Austin say, man, and I ain't watched China Mac like that since his role with C-Mac. Yeah, man. So, and you know, and then how he did that, brother. You know what I mean? So I'm not, like I said, man, I'm not fooled. And I'm not looking to be fooled. I don't really care about them, you know what I mean? I don't even cater to them in no respect, you know. I don't, no issue to me. But I just wanted people to understand that he can't be trusted no more than any of the rest of them. You know, he gets his livelihood on the destruction of the black community. That's how he makes his money. Reaction videos, you know, showing, you know, issues with brothers, against brothers, shit of that nature. You know, he's done that. You know, so I don't, nah. And I said it then, I said, now, fuck him. You know, straight up. Rakufu said, man, Big U talked about how the Cambodians gave the blacks heat to handle our business in a war in the pen and fought with blacks in a race riot with Mexicans. Yeah, that's rare. That's rare. And I don't know what joint that was, man. That wasn't no level 4. I don't know about that one, bro. I can't speak on that. But what I do know, blacks ain't asking no other race for no, not that I know of, you know, not our card. We got our shit, you know. Yeah, that's kind of like a no-no, you know. It don't, not only do it show weakness, like you're not prepared, but hey, man, that they can get you in more shit. You know what I'm saying? And get other people in shit. This is why it's always important to have your own shit, y'all. It's always important to have our own shit. That way people can't, you know, exploit us. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, and again, if that was a situation with Big U and them, wherever they were, that they didn't have enough weaponry, that's on them. That's a bad look, man. That's bad business right there, bro. I don't know. Never heard that either, though. But yeah, I kept weapons stock. Never had nobody for nothing, you know. But when our brothers needed it, and I ain't talking about, you know, cause we knew it would be the race thing, but not on each other. We didn't, that's not good luck. We're not in that, So yeah. All right, Pope Mitchell Podcast TV is in the house, man, up and running. Better late than never. He said, "What it do, bub? Salute to you and the UTG and RGC. Focus on the focus. Much love to everybody, man. Salute right back to you, Pope, man. Black Fits El High. Peace and prosperity to you and the fam. Like to think that everything is everything, man. May your day be everything you have set out for it to be." That go to each and every one of y'all, though. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Here you say, "Brother Bub, man, my bad for the misspelled name. I already know what it was. I'll be in the thing, typing on my thing, and I have to go back and proofread because I know I'm not a fast typer, but I memorize where they are, and I still look though, and I'll hit that button, man. I'll type up some shit, ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. And it ain't until I go back to proofread it, double read it, I say, oh shit, I'll correct it. So yeah, that right there is understandable, bro. No problem. Ross said, man, but please, if you know, explain how Crips and Bloods allowed the agents to become a part of the Crip and Blood car. I don't know. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna move on. I'm not a believer in mixing the races like that. That shouldn't happen. Because I think that, man, when you, like, for instance, if Hoover allowed Mexicans in to get out, then you're allowing Mexicans into a fight to the death with your own people. So you're giving a Mexican the green light to kill a brother. And I'm telling you, there's not enough beef in the streets for me to allow that or to approve it. That's just me. You know what I mean? That's just me. I ain't with, nah. That'd be like me. I'm a peace treaty with a Mexican before I do my brother. That ain't me. I'm not gonna do that, man. That's not a good look. So no, I'm totally against that. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I survived that shit, man. I'm out of that shit. You know what I mean? But I have loved ones in that shit. And I don't like it. I love my community. I don't like what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I mean in terms of gang shit. We're supposed to be so much better than this. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm against that, man. Because that's what they're joining into. Turf wars against our own people. And so then they get a green light to do what? Ah, man, that shit ain't cool. That shit, it ain't cool for us to do it. It's a double not cool to allow another ethnicity to do that under the banner that you call, yourself representing, whatever, So no, I can't explain it. I don't like it. You're going to say, man, Sons of Samoa, Crips agents in Carson, Piru agents in Carson Park Village, a lot of Samoans in Compton. Yeah. I know the history. Poke said, man, Fat Rat Playboy, I scrolled and I see you love one. The mind is a terrible thing to waste until education takes its real form in it. All right. Poke say, I'm on an Asian diet. I like that. All right. Yeah. Rakufu said, man, I did some research on Asian-owned businesses in the African community, the Black American, African American, and or FBA community, and it said they own 30 to 70% in our community across the country but we African Americans only own 0.5% in Asian America, probably less than that. So I saw the same stat. Well, one of the stats I saw was in this country, in terms of businesses that are in Black communities, there are 35,000 of them, right? If I read that right. Now, that don't seem like a whole lot, but they're talking specifically, the businesses that cater to us in our, community. They said that only 2,500 of those businesses are ran by us. Only 2,500 out of 35,000 of those businesses are ours. And the statistic in terms of ownership was 7% of that number, only 7%. And then I have to address what you're saying in terms of us owning businesses in their communities, 0.5%, probably lower. And then just think about it. And reason being would be what? If we had businesses over there, they wouldn't frequent them. That's the racism that exists in the communities, in their communities, So Roscoe said, man, that was a great interview with Yacinda. Thank you, bro. And part 2 is tomorrow, you guys. It is tomorrow. It's already set to go. And I purposely let it go that far. I was going to wait till next week. I said no, because my hope actually is to get her back out here or to sit down with her again this weekend, and tap in with a few other people who I think have a lot to say, or who could impart to the people a lot of positivity in terms of, the direction in life they could be going, they should be going, or they need to go in. All right, you put it like that. Solid people, man. Solid people. And just so everybody know, man, I'm like this, man. When it comes to interviewing on this Get Down, don't think you're gonna come on this Get Down with BS, man. That's not gonna ever happen. I don't care about gang shit. I don't care, man. If we're gonna talk about gang shit, what can we get from it that's positive, that's gonna be beneficial to our young brothers and sisters, or anybody else that's involved in that shit today as well as tomorrow? You know what I mean? I'm done with the history shit, but we're going to talk about gangs. How can we eradicate gangs to the point where there's no longer these beefs taking place in our communities? Instead of the beefs, we want to have in place these brothers, if they even steal from a gang, okay, they own some business shit. They're in the mindset of owning that strip mall they hanging in, them stores they hang in front of that they got to run into when somebody come along shooting at them, that none of them own. See, if they own them stores, they own that lot, that property, they wouldn't be hanging out like that. They have businesses to attend to, you dig? So that, hey, man, it's not what you do, man, it's how you do it, right? So I say that to say this, man. Hey man, if that is so much in you to be, this bad Crip, be the baddest Crip doctor, man, that ever existed. Be this bad blood, man, that is a judge, but he ain't forgot where the hell he came from. And when he going back, man, to uplift the people, man. Same thing, man. Be that Hoover, man, that has a corporation now. He goes back to community, he brings back with him, individuals from the community, and he's lacing them. He's showing them how to run a corporation, how to get in corporate America, whatever the case may be, and be like, hey, man, I come from Hoover Street. Hey, man, I come from Main Street. Hey, man, I was with, what I'm saying? That's some shit that could be honorable. That's some honorable shit, man. So yeah, man, I came over there and I went back, man. I wanted to get my people together, man. And so all that little game, yeah, it is such street, man. But matter of fact, man, I got a class in an hour, so I ain't gonna hang long. Well, I gotta go open this business. I gotta go take these cards. You want to represent the community, man. That's how you supposed to do it. That's how it's supposed to be done. It shouldn't be done no other way, man. Because the way they're doing it, the way we did it is not representation of the community. It does not benefit the community. It destroys it. And before long, man, all that shit anyway, because we're not taking care of our community. We haven't taken care of our community in due time. If we don't hear and get the, we're not, they're going to relocate us anyway. You'll be relocated. So, you know, you'll be in Sun Valley somewhere talking about this Hoover. You know, Adelanto talking about this blood. You know, just, you know, come on. Make it make sense, y'all. But anyway, you come on this get down, man. We coming to talk, you know, truth to power, man. We coming to speak truth to power, man. You know, what's gonna make us better? What's gonna heal us? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? You know, let's come and try to uplift the people. That's when you come on here. When you come on here, that's what you come to talk about. I don't care about nothing else, man. I don't care about nothing else. Who you think you is, who you was, nothing. What you doing today that's gonna help everybody and yourself tomorrow. All right. So that invitation is always open. Just be warned. You think you come on here with some BS, man? You know, I'm gonna record the shit. And hey, I'm bust you out. Yeah, but that was a good factoid right there, Ra. 30 to 70% of our community, man, is owned by them across the country. But when we go in their communities, we only own across the country 0.5% of their community. Crazy work, man. Queen Nzinga said we have a responsibility to do right by our people. That means leading with integrity, treating others with respect, and making decisions that uplift our families and communities. Black first, all right? All right. Yeah, hey, Austin, they didn't charge. I don't know. It wasn't assault with a deadly weapon. I think it was assault and battery. Again, I'll check it out tomorrow. I'm gonna know for sure because you know, I was just shocked hearing that they didn't charge the bastard with multiple counts of attempted murder. I mean, man, so many counts. Man, he should never see the light of day. You know what I mean? I mean, that shit borderline could have gave him the death penalty for that, man. He didn't have to hit nobody. And crazy enough, he didn't hit anyone. He just unloaded, but he didn't hit anyone. I don't know if that's a miracle or what, you know. And there was a big family reunion. The house was packed, the garage was packed, the front yard, you know, people were everywhere. But yeah, man, so there they go. Chris said, man, high praises to everyone in the chat. Right back to you, Chris. Peace and prosperity, bro. Good to see you amongst us. All right. Good to have you as always. Henry said, yeah, I heard that episode with Kev Mack. He mentioned a few of you brothers at Big Bug. When was this episode dropped, Henry? Gotta check that out. I gotta look into that. Because the military brother that was just speaking said he also saw that piece. So I gotta go check that out. You're going to say, Henry, I found out that M&M's rent the name, and that explained to us why the temporary one they had in North Long Beach in the 90s was no good. LOL. OL. Yeah. I think they also was saying the same about the one in Inglewood. You know, I remember that one also. I don't know if that's there anymore, but I remember that being spoken, you know, that it wasn't, you know, it didn't taste like shit, you know. Oh, yeah. Ross says, Bub, don't forget Romeo's on 84th and Vermont. Yeah, and Romeo, man, right now, he's dealing with some issues at home, and as soon as that's all taken care of, he'll be back. I was just over there yesterday and hollering at Tough, send a shout out to Tough, man. The loved one MD and Sam Twin, what's up, everybody? Send my love and respect. Also, a special shout out to Little Devil. To say low, man, appreciate the gift, bro. That's good looking out. It's funny that you well, it's not funny. It's just, it's crazy because I put it in the atmosphere. One of the pieces you gave me, I used to say on this show all the time, speak no evil, hear no evil, and see no evil. The three monkeys. My cousin up in Pondale, I go to the shop and hang out with him. He got one, and I've been trying to get it, and he's like, "No, bub, no." So I said, "Okay, I'm gonna get me one." I actually almost went on Amazon and got one. I said, "Hell no, I ain't Amazon. I ain't buy it. Right? It's still sitting in my cart." The loved one, the devil, he gifts me this box full of artifacts, African statues and things of that nature. That statue. Oh, I didn't bring it in here. But anyway, it's the three monkeys. And I used to say that all the time, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. You know what I mean? And I said, I always wanted that in my studio, put that on the table to be a reminder, and the loved one had that in the box, man. I couldn't believe it. Man. It's like, okay, the ancestors heard me, said I want that because I think it represents integrity, and loved one had that in the box, man. So shout out to Little Devil, stay low. Thank you for the gifts, bro. I will display them. I was telling the loved one, MD, we collect African artifacts here at our home. So some of those you gave me to fit right in with our collection. Appreciate that, bro. And then, I keep mugs and stuff. I collect mugs and stuff. That mug you gave me. Appreciate that with Shaka Zulu on it and others. Appreciate that, bro. Thanks a lot, homie. And I send my shots out, my respect and love to you and the fam. Like to think that everybody is everything is everything. You guys are all safe and well. All right. So yeah. But Romeo, man, he'll be back in a minute, man. All right, Henry said, man, eating top ramen noodles growing up, we put the entire season packet in the noodles, and they say that we were supposed to only use half of the season. LOL. Yeah, and that's something I think we still do to this day, right? Throw that whole sodium lace pack up in there, man. Boom. And then even add more salt to it. Some of us. I know I have here, but yeah. Wow. Rakufu said, don't forget Harold. Don't forget Harold and Bales on Jefferson. That's the district on Crenshaw, in Crenshaw district. Smoke says soy sauce, man, actually reduces testosterone in the testicles, shrinks the phallus, and reduces the chance of reproduction in the future. Keep taking charge for life. Right. Also, I don't know if I heard that correctly, but it feminizes men too. Causes something about an increase of estrogen. I don't know how true that is. Ross says Male's Tacos on Crenshaw, Steve's Creole Cafe on Pico. All right. We jamming on Manchester. All right. Smoke says soy was actually created by George Washington Carver for the cushions in automobiles and planes for cargo. Wow. Rakufu said, Bub, we have little Ethiopia. Okay. Yeah, but yeah. We ain't got no little black America. That's what I should have said, not little Africa, but yeah, we ain't got no little black America, Yeah, appreciate that though, Ra. Smoke say soy is plastic, the same material as a yoga mat. You're going to say, Smoke, that what is the phone number to call in? I would like to share some information. Sinful Taste Kitchen on Wilmington. I got to pull that, what the hell we call that Google call shit up again, Smoke. I don't got it set up for right now. I'll set it up tomorrow, though. All right. You got some information? We need it here. I'll let you drop that. All right. Chris said, man, that's the problem, bud. We haven't figured out how to do business as a whole. True that. All right. Resin Reverie said, what you're doing at Big. All right. What you're doing at Big. I don't I'll read your next one. Folks said, listen, Chris, I agree with you. Business is different for certain people that based on the opportunity given. Everybody ain't on the same level. So how do we do business? But you're not supposed to do business with everybody, though, right? You know. All right. Resin Reverie says they say it's all shroud and error, all trial and error. As the grown man, as they say, when I was a child, I did childish things. You're going to say, do you know what century, what county, or what city that was in a Bburg or whatever it was called? Are we referring to Resin? Are we referring to the situation that happened in Georgia? Are we referring to Dr. Matthews in Texas, Collin County? Or are we referring to the Brothers African Town Coalition? I'm not sure what, and I don't think it's African Town Coalition or either Dr. Matthews. So you're probably talking about the Georgia thing. I don't know. Can you clarify? Let me know what you mean, bro. Henry say, man, today I believe Brother Bub is on his latest. I believe Brother Bub on his latest live. He said, my bad, his latest post. Today, I believe Brother Bub on his latest post. Okay. It would drop just recently. Folks said, man, we are not in control of our money. I'm not trying to make anyone upset, but we all pay the white man who controls our money. No doubt. We've had this conversation. Look, and we had it based upon the fact that we deal with a capitalistic system. That's the system, capitalism. Who controls it? Who prints it? The money that circulates in it, of course. But that being the case, now I had a deep conversation last night. I got home, man, from hanging with my bro, you know, and my loved one. I got home, man. Me and brother-in-law, man, and son, you know, my stepson. We talking, we having this conversation, and I was saying just that. Well, the point I was trying to make is this. As long as we participate in this system, and especially what fuels the system, what makes it go, run, capitalism, we're going to be caught in it. You know, there'll be no escape. As long as that continues to take place. Because everything that we hope to do, we plan to do, need to do, and want to do takes money to do it. That money is based upon the dollar. The dollar is king all around the world. You know what I mean? Until such a time the dollar loses its buying power, you know, we're stuck. And we're only stuck because of capitalism. Everything we do involves concerns or is about money. Everything. So we can unplug, and great points were made through this conversation last night. Then what? Then what? You know? Then what? So, you know, but I have a theory, and it goes like this. In order for us to dismantle this system, capitalism, we'd have to do that together. And we have to give it up together. It will collapse. You know, again, we can't, if it's 42 million of us here and only 4 million of us are willing to do this, then of course we lose. But if it's 42 and 40 million of us decide to say, yeah, it's the system that's the problem, and we disconnect from it, the capitalist aspect of it, then we could start doing other things. Then we could start see now paper money, that fake bill, that it no longer has any traction. More than likely, gold would be the commodity what you'd be using, to sell or to trade with, to buy with, and no telling. But it won't be money, Now, would that still be based upon a capitalistic system? Probably, yeah, but it won't be under their structure anymore. Then we can decide on how we do our transactions because we're using gold. This is one of the reasons why they removed gold, I think, from the system, from the market, for people using gold to buy shit, be paid with. There's a reason for that. And when they did that, hey, that was it. They took our power from us, our spending power. Gold was our spending power. So I don't know, man. As long as they control that aspect of it, we're locked in. We're locked in, man. I have to admit that. All right. Appreciate that, Pope. He talked about how he contacted you and other gods who orchestrated this peace meeting. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about Kev Mac. Yeah. Kev Mac. And you know what? Bringing that up, I just was talking to somebody, man, about that again. And here it is, summertime, and we should have had some plan. It'd be nice, Tim Cardaway, Big H, man, out of Harlem, man, and other brothers, man. See if we can figure out something, man, and bring that thing together again. Bring our brothers together and just have a discussion, man. Just have a discussion. Not under no guise and no title or label as a peace treaty or a ceasefire, but brothers, man, who are like-minded, who understand what's happening to our communities, want to come and have a dialogue and take what we learn back to those individuals who are also receptive and mindful, who may even have influence with the young ones today that can actually bring about some change, man. If they do that to go and prepare for another get down, this is where we dropped the ball at. That was a year ago, maybe 2. We dropped the ball there, because we should have kept that going. There's no telling where we'd be right now had we remained determined to see that thing through, to get us to the point where we could start talking about ceasefires and peace treaties. Again, man, it makes no sense that brothers cannot establish a peace treaty with one another, but they can with other ethnicities. That makes no sense, But yeah, I've been meaning to try to, I know I was supposed to call Big H, man, last week. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to him tomorrow and just throw that out there, that filler, and see what we can do. Because I was told that he did tell me he had the getting or having the space is not a problem. So that's something, we need to get on that. We need to get on that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go check that out though, Reggie. You said dropped just recently, so I'm gonna go look at that, man. That'll be the night. Yeah, he and we talked, and I was pretty pleased that we were seeing eye to eye, man, because I don't see him as one of them brothers you can't talk to, come to terms with, even sit down and work out things that are beneficial to everyone involved, So I was all right with that. I was pleased that was a fact, that it panned out like that. And I hope that, I didn't hope, but I worked to, convey to him, same here, Same here, man. I'm open for dialogue, especially when it's positive, and especially not just positive, but that type of dialogue that can save us. We need more of it. I tell you guys, I was just talking to a few guys, man, just recently about this stuff. We're having the conversations again, but we need to start making these moves, pulling these strings, man. I sat down with some of the loved ones yesterday And I want to send a shout out to them. I'm not gonna name them. They out there, man. I just wanted them to know, man, that it is, something better than that. And again, you could be all that. You could be a Hoover, but who said that you got to be that type of Hoover? You could be the type of Hoover that love where he come from, man, but he got his shit together. Not only that, man, he's bringing something positive to his community, to his people. He's making sure that the community and the people in it are safe, they're protected, they're looked out for. And you, the individual, man, is on your game. You on your game, man. You have things that you are doing, man, that is building the future for you and yours. Ain't nothing wrong with a Hoover like that, Ain't with the funnies. Ain't with the funnies, with the business. Ain't nothing wrong with a Crip like that, or a Blood like that, or a Pyru that's like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what y'all not being told, man. Y'all being told it's okay to be out there just idle, wandering. Your head always on the swivel. You don't know if it'll be the day or tomorrow type of mentality, that you guys are resigned to that shit, man. Ain't nobody told y'all that ain't the way it's supposed to be, man. So I'm sending that shout out to you, loved one. And you too, nephew. Didn't even know that was my nephew. His daddy's sitting in prison. Like, wait, come here, what? Oh my God. Brothers, man. Y'all have futures, man. Y'all gotta want to live, man. Live, to bring something, man, not just again to yourselves, but to your family. Don't just want to get to the future to see what it holds, but man, see what it holds for you. But you want to create a future where you can put shit in it. And so those who come behind you already have something waiting on them. That's the business. That's the business. We doing the thing, y'all. I think Black people are waking up, man. We're becoming conscious, man. And I'm telling you, that's a miracle in and of itself if we just look at how everything is ran. We run nothing. We control nothing. And yet here we are. We in the thick of things. We telling people, we don't care who you are. The YT people, anybody else. We've had enough. The fact that we're even able to have the nuts, the unmitigated gall, the heart, the determination to push this way, it should speak volumes, man. It should speak volumes, man, to us. See, if we really know, and we should, they're watching us. They're scared. Only fear we should be concerned with in a, I think, a rational way, in a rational sense, is not succeeding, man. It's not getting the damn job done. That's the only, but not an irrational fear, but rational fear that's not overtaking us psychologically, spiritually, or physically, but it's motivational to us. In the sense where, man, we can't fail, man. Let's get it done, man. That's all I gotta say, man. We got to get it done. Folks say, man, we need to find a way to control or take control of Black money. We have the blueprint. We have it. We understand what it is, folks. It's the fact that we're not gonna any longer spend money with individuals or those segments of society or demographics that treat us a certain way. We'll go out and find our people who own and run the same type of establishments, and we'll spend our money there. And let's let the people know hey, hopefully you bring this back into the community. Let it circulate in our community. And by that, we were saying we continue to spend in our community. It stays in our community and it builds interest. It builds up. It builds up. That's what's up, man. We already have the platform to do that. We just got to know the steps, man. ABC 1, 2, and 3, man. We already know the money exists in our communities. Facts. What other reason would them people be in our communities for? Getting rich, putting their children through college, buying nice luxury cars, property. Come on, man. Circulate our dollars, man. Take our dollars, use our dollars to create more businesses for our people. That's it. That's a start. These sisters and brothers who are out here, especially the younger generation, they have ideas. They are entrepreneurs, man. It's more of them than we know. We think all of them are game banging and stupid or ignorant. They're not. They own their game. Trust. Y'all go check it out, man. Check social media. Look for the right shit. Y'all gonna see them. Like, oh shit, they doing the damn thing. And we ain't got to be young. You could be old head. Figure this shit out, man. Let's get this money. Let's get this money, y'all. And let's circulate it amongst ourselves. You know, circulate it amongst ourselves. You know, and as we do business, as our businesses grow, we come into contact with people who do business, whose business have grown. And then you come to understand y'all have some of the same ideas. These may be future business partners. You never know. You never know. The first step is for us to make sure we spend our dollars with our people first. Black first, y'all. All right? Black first. Resin said, shout out to Palmdale. Henry saying, to be honest, Brother Bub, I was happy to hear Kev Mack mention you out of everyone who came from our culture, especially because it's just a few on the internet that are being positive in a sincere, let's say way. I mean, you saying, you brothers keep up the great work, by the way. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate that. I didn't know Kev Mack had dropped that thing, man. And I'm like, damn, okay. Let me go check it out, you know? Let me go check it out. Resin Reverie said, Big Jap, man. I had some doing to say in rep, or your set really appreciated. I'm just to start your community. A young man who died was the original female from 111. If you ever know about OG Riri. Okay, I'm trying to get done. Okay. Okay, I got that part in a sincere way. I got you there. I did hear what you said, Resin. Okay, Raku say, Bub, we not going to forget Lionel's on Vermont. All right. And they have, I think there's this new one right here. Yeah, that's Lionel's. Thank you, Rock. Yeah, right there on Vermont. Right. All right. That is a black spot right there. All right, everybody. It's time, man. I smell my dinner. If it's all right with everybody, tomorrow I have some shit in the lineup I wanted to drop. And again, man, it's just speaking to the fact that, listen, we're in this moment. We're in this moment where we can either win or lose. But that's going to be determined, man, based upon our effort, how we apply ourselves to this get down. That's the gist of it. You know what I mean? That, you know, how we apply ourselves to this get down will determine how this thing is going to turn out for us and whether or not it continues to grow and spread. How we involve ourselves in this opportunity for change will determine if we'll be able, for some of us, to see the change start to take place for us, our time to go. This leads to greater things, bigger things, man. You know, our generation have done nothing to contribute to society, especially Black society. Nothing anyway that's worth discussing, not bragging about, but being able to point to and say, here's our contribution Now we're coupled with our younger generations, to do something worthwhile. Let's get involved. And in that way, we can say, yeah, we contributed something, man. When it's all said and done for us, we could take satisfaction in knowing that we actually did something worthwhile that they'll be talking about, man, 1,000 years from now. 1,000 years from now, it'll be a whole different look for our people. We would have contributed to that. That's what we need to be thinking about, all right? So I'm going to let that go, everybody. I'm going to let it go on that. And just know, again, man, grand rising to each and every one of you. Peace and prosperity to all our kings and queens, our brothers and sisters, our gods and goddesses, man. Listen, we already know this shit. Ain't nobody like us, man. Don't nobody get it done like we do. Yeah, we got some people who run the world and they foul. They ain't no good at it, man. They ain't no good at it. I don't give a damn what they make it look like. They ain't no good at it, man. That's why we need to do this. We good at it. We'll be good at it, So let's give it our all, Let's get involved in this. This is some real shit right here, y'all. This is some real shit. All right. On that note, man, again, peace and prosperity to each and every one of you guys. Y'all know, man, it's all about the love of self. That's how this shit starts. That's where it's most important, actually. When we got love of self, I'm telling you, there's no stopping you from loving me, and me from loving you. When we take care of ourselves, we learn to take care of each other. When we take care of ourselves, we learn to take care of one another. We're being called. We're being called. Love yourself so you can love your brother and sister. Take care of yourselves so that we can take care of each other. And on that note, power is in the people, y'all. It's evident. They never knew. We know this shit. Sometimes we fall asleep on it. But they're understanding the power, not just of the black dollar, but of black unity, cohesiveness. Power's in the people, y'all. You are, you have been, and you will be under the groove. One love.
Count the names, count the bodies, count the victory. Cullen Hughes, Hurst, and writing future history. From the Apollo to the borough to the sphere. Where the echo of those Harlem nights still ringing clear. So when they ask what happened in those tenement flats, between the spirituals and where consciousness is at, tell them we transformed suffering to scholarship and song. Tell them we've been telling you we're brilliant all along. The Renaissance will prologue every decade since the sequel. Every black child born's continuation of the people who survived the Middle Passage, survived the Jim Crow laws, and built magnificence from nothing but their vision and their flaws. That's in the sergeant. This is once a less than half this hats and Mercedes. Please don't you, I can't stop us. Power sensitive, watch you the applause for polls. Need your data, tropes, and constant any problem when the wet just wanna build the season bait. Now don't get the pause. It's just erasing up the cons. Plead the markets off the main. Make it honor fans. Turn and neck and love the dirt. Suffer like a kesha. You went from the preaching up on side as each alone. Bitch on the shit and untrue seeing vets. Someone the very inch on Gary Land. Be hell in heaven, you see what the bonafide. If wait something for the marker, make the key to pull the trumpets on the boards to the singer land is carried open slowly. Keep us looking on my mother, break your channel, resi for the he and let the peasant be. It's every time we keep a spawn.